Hello, D&D friends, and welcome to Holy Rollerz Descent into Avernus, Episode 1, Nightfall, the all-priest D&D show about the Hallowed Council, leaders of the Divine Fellowship. They may not have much in common, but heaven help whoever gets in their way. And we are very happy for those of you who might be joining us. We're now going to do some little introductions, if we could, starting with JT.
Hey everybody, I'm JT. I play Anduriel. He is I almost said vampire cleric. That's not true. He is a warlock cleric of Naylock, who is the god of night and vengeance.
I'm Ryan. I play Lachlan. He is the bard paladin of Sindel. She's the goddess of love and beauty and truth.
And he's also the co-DM.
I'm Jeff. I play Gizik, and I follow Sigrund, the she-beast of the Highlands. When Sean Connery and everybody else was dead, she was the one left.
Okay, well, mine's not as cool as that, but hi guys, I'm Ben. I play Morokhan. He's the cleric monk of Hamina. Is someone printing something?
I believe.
Sorry, I'm trying to turn it off.
That's okay.
Is there a printer happening?
Yeah.
Hi, everybody.
Yes.
I'm John. I play Thora, who is a druid of Finhefara, the goddess of elemental earth.
And I am Sage of Sorcery, also known as Matt. I am your humble dungeon master, and I also play Sister Fadaver, who is a paladin of Bestera, the goddess of protection and other good things of holiness and stuff. She is incredibly self-righteous. And because there's got to be one in every crowd, right? And Lulu, who plays Lavender, the paladin scion of Vahara, goddess of logic and good magic, will rejoin us on January 27th. And Scarlet Moth, who plays Aelin, cleric warlock of Vana, goddess of wild magic and misfortune, will be joining us in a few minutes, actually. She is on her way from a family event. And we also want to say a great big hello to our official commentator, Poinketh. He reviews every episode marvelously, and you can find his review on our subreddit, which I am going to go ahead and copy and spam for you in the chat. So I am spamming that now. We would love to hear from you if you are interested in commenting on an episode. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to hear what you liked or what you'd like to see. We're interested in hearing both of those things. So please join us on the subreddit if you have thoughts about our episode tonight or any previous episode. But tonight we start Descent into Avernus. In addition, we're wondering...
You forgot to...
Hold up.
You forgot Tommy.
Oh, my bad.
Is this punishment because I was printing something?
That's what you get.
She was muted and deserves to be punished. No, please go ahead.
Thank you, Sister Fadaver.
Yes.
I am Tommy. I play Odelia, a halfling cleric of Moiris, who is the goddess of water, and also a little bit barbarian.
A wee bit.
Just a wee bit. I
I
just have a wee temper.
Just
is all.
Yeah. Which is wonderful. Thank you very much, and my apologies, Tommy, especially since
don't make me angry.
She's on the back of a dragon as we resume this episode. So anyway, moving on. Also, we want to know: do you like clerics and paladins and priests as much as we do? Because tonight we are introducing the Bad A Cleric Contest. If your cleric, paladin, or druid is a total bad A, we want to hear about it. So what we're doing is we're going to be putting up a thread in our subreddit where you can tell us why your priest character is a total bad A. We want to hear about your priest character, and you might have the opportunity to find yourself in our story at some point. And we are also going to be giving away to the winner of the Bad A Cleric Contest. We're going to be giving away these beautiful celestial dice right here. This is a lovely dice set.
Ooh.
We will be giving that. And we will also be giving away a beautiful dice vault, a wooden, very nice, lovely, probably magnetic, handcrafted dice vault by JBG Garage Crafts, John Gaitan, who does beautiful work. So this is quite the giveaway. We are very excited. And moreover, we're way excited to hear about your characters too, because if you love your characters as much as we do, I bet they are bad A. So, yeehaw. Anything anybody have to add to that?
We want them precious, all the things.
How long does the contest run?
Well, we haven't determined that yet until we have probably a good number. So we're thinking maybe we'll go for a couple weeks, maybe 3 weeks, maybe 4, somewhere around there. Give people a time to respond and give us time to advertise it. So, and then we will let everybody know via Twitter and probably also on our subreddit when the contest will end. And will give us plenty of time to publicize it. But we want to give you dice. We want to give you a dice vault, and we certainly want to hear about your priest character. So. And now I think, unless anybody has anything else, we're ready for a brief recap so you know where we begin Descent into Avernus. Before we began Descent into Avernus, the entire Hallowed Council found themselves underground in the old Adari Republic ruins on the world of Ienia. The ruins were enshrouded in mists and enchanted by a dream state bleeding in from the ethereal plane. Shining at the top of the cavern like a second sun, they discovered the Solar Insidiator, which is a device capable of dragging prime material locations into the Nine Hells. Able to use their various arcane and divine training, the council investigated and was able to manipulate the dream stuff around them. Then Lavender, our paladin scion of the goddess of good magic, rolled a natural 20 on her arcana check, and she ripped asunder the dream disguise of the green dragon controlling the illusion. And now that battle is going to continue. Now, Aelin Scarlet Moth will be joining us momentarily, hopefully very soon here. Lavender will not be with us, so here's how we're going to handle Lavender not being here. Lachlan, or Ryan, being that you are the head of the Hallowed Council, what we're going to do is Lavender is going to do 10 points of psychic damage per round, and you are allowed to pick to whom we apply those 10 points of psychic damage to. And that is how we are going to handle her. She is going to be back making her psionic contact and attacking people's minds as she backs away from a distance. It does make her safe. It somewhat limits her battle effectiveness, but she is here and participating. So that
it has to be the enemy too, Ryan. You can't get us. It's got to be bad guys.
So if Morocon does something that is irksome, I can't.
No,
I can't burn
no,
it.
you have to control. Bad guys, just bad guys.
I think actually that's my call. I am the dungeon master here,
Fair.
and I believe
actually it's usually Gizik that attacks the allies. You know,
And by
Yes.
that logic, logic, wouldn't Lavender be attacking Sister Fadaver?
Most people would be, I think. So
let's see if Matt rolls a 20 on me. If he rolls a 20 on me, that psychic damage is going right on Sister Fadaver.
Hey, all right. Moving on. All right, Lachlan, speaking of turns, we find Morocon has just thrown Odelia onto the back of this very large and grouchy green dragon. What Lachlan, would you pray tell, like to do?
You know, how high up is he?
He is 6 squares up.
Well,
above
I'm
the
going
ruins.
to. I think I'm gonna just blunder him. So what's the wee dragon's will?
His will would be 23. However, you have combat advantage because the dragon has been blinded until the end of Anduriel's next turn. Anduriel launched one of his new warlock spells and blinded the dragon.
Nice.
He's also been hit by Bewitching Slumber. So this poor dragon is under the effects of several spells right now. So you have a +2 to attack.
Okay. Yeah. But you said 24, right?
That is correct. No, his will 23, not 24.
23.
And you have a +2 to attack.
Okay, well, I rolled an 18 on the die, so with all the pluses, I got him. So
Okay.
he's going to take he's going to take 14 points of damage.
Okay.
And as he thrashes around and swings his head, and I'll make him like kind of bend his neck forward and open a clear spot, granting Odelia melee basic attack with a +3 bonus. Just jab it.
A +3 bonus to attack?
Yes.
Ooh,
Okay.
She likes that.
All right. However, before that can happen, you have bloodied the dragon with that attack. And so when you cast Blunder, he is attempting to kind of gain his he's trying to gain himself a little bit of steadiness with Odelia on his back, getting ready to try to throw her off. You cast Blunder and he dips, and Odelia's harpoon already goes in, and that 12 points of damage is representative of the fact that she's already sticking him on the back. However, you have triggered his breath weapon again because you have done that. And we find in front of the dragon Sister Fadaver, Thora, and Morocon. So here we go. Odelia, you're no longer in the threat of the dragon's breath because, well, the dragon is under you now.
You're
Morocon, here comes the breath weapon. What's your fortitude, Morocon?
It's 20.
Hit. Now I'll roll the die. Okay, sorry, all right. That's a 25, Morocon. That is a hit.
Yeah.
So, Matt, does he still gets the -5 for being blind, though, right?
Yes, he does indeed get the -5. So that is 20. And what did you say? I'm sorry.
Still
Morocon?
a hit because I'm a 20.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Unfortunately. Okay, and so now he will be attacking Thora.
17.
Thora.
Is that a natural 20?
No, don't do it.
No.
Back it up. Do it.
10. Okay, that right there is a 20. That's an 18 versus
That still
fortitude.
hits my fortitude.
John, I don't like this reverse psychology you're using right
Okay,
now.
No.
for those of you who are not aware, the instant kill rule on our game is that if you roll a 20 and you back it up, you roll the 1d6. On a roll of 6, unfortunately, it is an auto kill, meaning you get dropped to 0 hit points.
Everyone's so nervous. I'm laughing.
However, it
It's
is
a 1.
just
Okay.
a 1. So it is a critical hit,
Yep.
but it is not a death sentence. And finally, on poor Sister Fadaver, whose character sheet is
Yeah,
up here.
and the reason I'm laughing is more because like I saw everyone else's reaction in the Zoom chat and everyone else was freaking out and that made me laugh.
which is very good. Hey, there are worse ways to approach that. Okay, her fortitude is 20, and he gets a 5, which means he gets a great big fat miss on Sister Fadaver. So, Morocon, my friend, you take 10 points of poison damage,
Ooh.
and you are slowed. Save ends.
Ooh.
Hey, Matt,
Yes,
Ooh.
can I use an immediate interrupt when he?
of course you can.
Okay. Well, I'm going to use Shout of Warning at Morocon, and because I can see him like I don't know turning green or whatever he does before he breathes, and so Lachlan looks over and he's like, "Morocon, duck!" And
Where?
yeah. So I get to make a reflex attack against the dragon. So that's a 25 versus reflex.
That is a hit.
So he is going to take. This is a daily, so it's a nice 3d10. It's
Ooh, nice.
Oh.
he's gonna take 28 points of damage,
Oh, this
Oof.
poor dragon.
Dang.
and
What kind of damage is it?
it's untyped. So
The type
this
that
is
hurts.
it hurts. So he takes this damage, and the effect is that Morocon gets a +3 to his defenses against the attack, and he can make an at-will attack against the enemy as a free action. So I believe the +3 that will make the attack a miss.
Okay. That actually will make the attack a miss
Yay.
by just enough. So,
Does Morocon have an at-will that he can use at range?
My dragon breath is the only range attack that I have, and
I mean, you don't have an
That-
extra halfling up your sleeve to huck at him?
well, I'm not. Sadly, I'm not standing next to someone that I can throw at him. So,
Well, we need to get this this dragonborn a shuriken or something. But okay, so no attack, but at least it gives him a miss.
okay. And we would like to welcome the Scarlet Moth onto our stream. She is playing Aelin, the warlock cleric of Vana. And to catch you up a little bit, Scarlet, we just had Lachlan bloodied the dragon, which means that the dragon got to use its breath weapon again immediately. And Thora was critted with a nasty little 20, and it was backed up, but he did not die. And then Lachlan used an interrupt and hit the dragon again. It is taking horrible amounts of damage, this poor dragon, which I'm sure no one feels sorry for. And it screams out. Odelia is on its back, and she is already stabbing it repeatedly.
So when does the dragon get a turn then?
The dragon is going to get a turn, but it is not the dragon's turn at the moment because Odelia has been granted. Odelia has been granted a melee basic she's been waiting for amidst various interrupts. Odelia, take your melee basic attack on the back of the dragon.
So it's just a melee basic. I can't do my barbarian thing yet.
Nope, not yet. It's just a melee basic attack.
All right. Then I will. Well. But I can use my grasping spear as my melee basic attack.
Oh yeah, you can use your spear. Yeah, okay. Unless you want to attack with a dagger or something, but I wouldn't go there.
Fight him.
No, I'm using my. It's my harpoon.
Yeah.
All right. So as soon as I land on the dragon's back, and he forces the dragon to open up a nice sweet spot for me, I use my harpoon and I just jam it right down in between its shoulder blades.
Again.
That is, well, it's not that bad. Okay. 19.
Okay, so it's actually a 21 because you have combat advantage because the dragon is blinded.
Oh, okay.
However,
and you have a +3 for my attack.
I already added that. I just rolled really low.
However, unfortunately, the dragon's AC is 26.
All
so
right, nothing
you
bad.
are not able, while you managed to get your harpoon in when Lachlan cast Blunder and stick it in between his scales, when you pull back, he roars and it just kind of throws you off and you're unable to break the skin of the dragon again, his scales.
All right.
And that is Lachlan's turn. Now, unfortunately, is the turn of the evil Fae, who are on the other side of the wall of thorns that Thora summoned.
Did we re-roll initiative this?
Nope, we are in the same initiative.
Hey, Matt.
I should still be high up the order.
But you have not rolled damage against me yet.
I didn't roll damage because you took a crit and it's max damage. So you take 14 points of poison damage and you are slowed. Save ends.
Gotcha.
So I got a question for a DM ruling here, Matt. But Shonda has tree stride, which allows her to teleport through from one plant to another. Is that going to help her getting through from one side to the other to this wall of thorns?
Unfortunately, I'm going to have to rule that it is.
Okay. Well, she's the only one who has that wretched ability. So she is going to go, let's see. She's going to have to double move on her turn, but she will end her turn in H4 next to Thora.
Okay.
With him being a druid and the whole bug thing, she's still a little miffed about that. That's not where Thora is. That's Sister Fadaver.
Yes.
She's better.
Okay. So she's going to end her turn in which 4?
I thought Fadaver was under the dragon.
She is. Sister Fadaver is in square 5K under the dragon.
As in crushed by the dragon? Or...
well, give Odelia a chance.
Getting there.
Well, also,
I'm not the one who's been doing all this damage and making the dragon fall out of the sky on top of her.
Fare thee well, sister. We hardly knew ye.
yeah.
Okay, so is there nobody in G3?
No, there is no one.
Okay.
Hold on. There's no one in G3. Thora is in square 2K. So the only one that you would be able to get her near is Sister Fadaver if she teleported into 6L.
Okay, so that's what it is. She's in 6L, but she has no. That's a double move, so she doesn't have any other action.
Gotcha.
She's gonna rue the day she teleported next to my nun.
So,
Okay.
Which
Just any
square
nun.
did she come from?
she came from N14.
She is a dryad, so
Oh,
unfortunately
okay.
She used
to
my
teleport.
wall of plants to teleport.
Way to go, John!
I blocked the other two completely,
Yeah,
at least for a
okay.
while.
Alrighty.
The other two are gonna have to take the long way around. So Ardane is going to go. He's gonna move to square R9.
Okay.
And is there someone in R4? Is that
Anduriel. That would be
Anduriel.
Anduriel.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Anduriel, he is going to use Waking Nightmare on you.
Ardane is a cleric of Shykraz, correct? The goddess of nightmares.
He is. So he holds his crook, and you see his eyes go all black as he looks at you. And you can't hear exactly what he's saying, but he's muttering some ugly words under his breath. And a horrific looking what? What is Anduriel's nightmare that is going to appear embodied next to him?
At the moment, I think it would probably. Oh, it's going to be. He's a little bit nervous about the deal he made with the Piper, and so he's going to see his shadow attacking him.
So your
Again.
shadow, with a slightly fey look to it, starts attacking you. It will move with you until you save, and you're vulnerable 5 all while this shadow exists, and you have to spend a move action every turn running in a random direction.
Do you have to roll to hit with that thing?
Pardon?
You have to roll, right? You got to hit me?
No.
Oh.
Is he channeling divinity?
He's channeling divinity. Sorry, Matt made up this power. Don't blame me.
Does he say anything when he channels divinity, or is it?
It's under his breath. There's just this menacing thing. You just barely catch. The only phrase you catch Anduriel is "Lady of Nightmares," and it's like he's called out to her, and then he just starts speaking venomous words, and your shadow starts to smack you around a little.
Okay.
Tabitha.
I'd like to use an immediate interrupt.
Oh.
Alex, immediate interrupt for 500, please.
And this is why we play 4E.
So when he hears you say "Lady of Nightmares," he kind of gets like, what the? And so he activates the Stoneheart armor, which reduces any psychic attack against me, and then immediately ends the charm effect or the effect. Does that work?
Is it a charm effect or is it a fear effect?
It says any domination or charm effect from the psychic attack.
Unfortunately, this is a fear effect, not a charm or a domination.
It's a fear effect?
It is a fear effect.
Then I guess I don't use
sorry.
that. It's okay.
Well, you could channel divinity in response if you chose to, but or did you already use that? I don't think you have.
I haven't yet.
Nope.
Which was my backup plan. Sorry, I will channel divinity, just not that one apparently, because there's the fine print that always accompanies these things. He's gonna say, "Naylock, bring to life the shadow of my vengeance," and my real shadow is going to go choke Homie Claus over there, who just sent that over to him.
Homie Claus.
Homie Claus. That is a 90s reference to the the show In Living Color that we love. Okay.
Don't bother Googling it.
This is the point where I don't mention I was born in the 90s.
Over on the right side of the map, we have like a straight up Jedi Sith fight going on.
Very much so.
So
Tabitha's going to risk this wall of thorns because otherwise she's going to waste a whole turn. So she's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and walk right through the wall of thorns. So what happens?
It costs 3 extra squares of movement to walk through the wall of thorns. And when you enter the space or start your turn there, you take 1d10 plus my wisdom modifier and ongoing 5 save ends.
All right, well, roll some damage there.
And what is Tabitha again? She is
She is a child. She looks like a child, but you've already seen her. She's still in that disguise, but you've seen through the illusion. She looks like some sort of fanged fey creature, like a she.
Okay.
12 points of damage.
This isn't one of the Piper's children, is it?
Oh no. Well, not one of his children. So she takes that damage and ongoing 5, but she will move to square I-10. And then she is going to use her slumber, face slumber power. It's a burst 2. So she's gonna smack that baby and hit Thora, Morocon, and Sister Fadaver.
Now, where is Tabitha?
I-10.
Okay, no one is around her.
By herself.
No, it's a burst 2 within 10.
Oh, burst 2 within 10.
Oh.
Okay, so she's hucking this.
Yeah.
She's hucking this spell. Okay.
Yeah.
Please don't make me fall asleep again in the middle of a fight.
So
That sounds like a challenge.
he has a +9 versus will. So against Sister Fadaver, that's a 4. So
Yay.
13. Against Thora, that's a 6 + 9, so a 15.
Oh, okay, yeah, he's fine.
And against Morocon, a 3 + 9. So she and there's nothing on a miss. So you guys maybe let out a slight yawn, but otherwise it's like it's not as dreary as it previously has been. And she kind of stomps in a mad tantrum sort of way, like she didn't get her way.
Is there any comment from Aelin about the quality of her magic, just out of curiosity?
I can't remember if she's still invisible or not.
Yeah, we've only had one round of combat. You're still invisible. Yeah.
I almost imagine her in her invisibility just sipping tea,
She's looking for Grey Poupon. Anything else, Lachlan?
Nope, that's it.
Okay. Alrighty. That was the Evil Fae's turn. Now it is Aelin's turn. Aelin, who is invisible, and you are up on the ziggurat, correct?
I believe so.
Or had you moved down, Aelin? Refresh my memory here. I think you're on 3J, but I'm not sure. Do you remember yourself on the ziggurat steps or coming down from it?
She had moved over towards the very edge, I believe.
Okay, so Aelin, you are in square 3J.
Okay. Where is everything else happening?
Okay, you've got a dragon 6 squares up in front of you, easily within the range of your spells. You have a cleric of the goddess of nightmares diagonal from you, easily within the range of your spells. You have Tabitha the Fae, who is in 10. She's right by the wall of thorns in 10I, easily within range of your spells. And you have Shonda, who is right across from Sister Fadaver, easily in the range of your spells. So 3 Fae and a dragon. What's your pleasure?
Oh, goodness. Which one could I move to for a burst 3?
For a is it a close burst 3?
Close.
Okay. You could get to probably Shonda is who you could get to. The problem is you're walking through the treasure right now, which is difficult terrain. So it's going to cost you. You have a speed of 6. You'll be able to move 3 squares, and you are currently in J3. Shonda is in L6.
If she walks around kind of diagonally, she could get Shonda and Tabitha.
Oh yeah, that's true. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, you could get to square 8J and out of there because you're close to the edge of the treasure. And then you'll get Tabitha and Shonda.
Okay. Or which of my allies is most in peril at the moment?
Well, Odelia is on the back of a dragon right now. I don't know if that fills your definition of
And
imperiled.
And
I've
the
got
good
it
sister.
handled.
Yeah. Sister Faudever is in a pool of acid in the center of that treasure with Shonda.
So I guess technically she is, but I guess still depending on your definition of peril.
Anduriel has been taken by a spell, and he is running and screaming or just making disturbed noises.
Depends what I think is the most dangerous ally. Well, not ally. Enemy at the moment.
Well, that's up
The
to your character.
the dragon is bloodied, by the way.
Yeah, the dragon.
Yes,
Lachlan's got the dragon handled, I'm sure.
Yes.
Fine.
Certainly.
Take that dragon.
So I might go for this cleric of the nightmare, actually.
Okay.
And she's within 10 squares, yes?
Yep. She is in square. Ardane, he is in square 9R.
Oh, okay. Okay. In that case, she's going to start to mutter a prayer to Vorna, Lady Blackcloak, under her breath. Lady Vorna, give me your strength. I am sorry for using such chaos, but now is the time. And she's going to unleash Hunger of Hadar.
Oh, ow. Okay.
Wow.
Nice.
All right.
I don't know what it means, but I like it.
That's her daily.
It's ugly. It's not going to be fun. So
Sister Faudever is going to have choice words.
I'll have to. I'll roll for this. Oh, okay, that's cocked. That's better. 15 plus 8.
23.
23 verse fortitude.
That get Ardane's fortitude?
Yes.
Ryan, you're muted.
Sorry. Hit.
Ryan.
Hit. Okay. So what you see is a zone of blackness and darkness just blocks out the entire site around Ardane and seems to erupt and consumes him. And that is 8 damage.
And what side effect?
Oh, that's the fun part. So creatures that enter or start their turns in the zone will take 2d10 necrotic damage.
Oh,
Yeah. Hunger of
Okay.
Hadar is great.
And it's a zone of darkness which blocks the line of sight.
is it a burst one? What is the zone?
It's a burst one.
All right, so Ardane's square and every square around him. Okay, so square 9R and every square around him is a mask of hungry, devouring, tentacled darkness.
And you hear kind of girly screech come out of the darkness, like he's not used to being tormented like this. He's usually the tormentor.
And
Okay.
dolphin chirps.
All right,
That was not
Aelin,
meant to be sexist. Sorry.
Aelin, do you want to stop? Do you want to stay where you are? You become visible now at the beginning of your turn. Do you want to stay where you are in the middle of the treasure, or do you want to move?
I will move.
Okay,
I might
you're in
move.
J3. Where you want to go?
So the dragon and Sister Faudever and Adelia are which
In
square again?
squares K and L, 5 and 6. Very, very short distance from you.
I'm going to start moving towards them so that I can aid them.
Okay. All right, so do you want to be in square 6I, just outside the treasure?
That sounds good to me.
All right, so Aelin goes skittering through the treasure and summons horrible black magic, literally, to devour the priest. And
And I'm
now,
also then going to place a warlock's curse on him.
Oh, rock on. Okay. Oh, so you can add 1d6 to your damage because you could have done that before.
1d8.
Yeah, 1d8. That's right.
Ooh.
She has a destructive curse or something like that.
6
Okay,
extra
so
damage.
Jeez,
Okay.
that is nasty.
Yeah.
Well done.
Wow.
Okay, Odelia, dear Odelia, the dragon now has his turn. And first things first, he is blinded. And I believe, Gizik, you hit with Bewitching Slumber. So is he also slowed?
Yes, he is. Or is it she?
So he's, it is a she, yeah. And she is also slowed. And oh my goodness, what is she going to do?
That's nasty.
She can't really get. The problem is that Gizik's spell has slowed her, which makes what she was going to do much worse. So she is going to use her Frightful Presence Draconic ability. So she roars out. She's like, "Roar!" and just roars out this roar that shakes the cavern and the ruins around us. And everybody within 5 squares is going to be attacked by this effect, unfortunately. So we'll start with poor Odelia. Odelia, what is your will?
16.
Okay, so she needs a 3 and gets a 12. Odelia, you have been hit. Odelia, unfortunately, you are stunned until the end of the dragon's next turn.
Ooh.
And
I have a +5 to saving throws against fear. Is that going to help?
Yes, it will. It will absolutely help you on your turn.
I'm bold. See.
You are bold. You're stunned, but you're bold in your stunnedness. Okay. Aelin, unfortunately, you are close enough. Aelin, that's a 17 versus will. Does that hit your will?
Let me check. My will is an 18.
Aha! So, Aelin, you hear the effect of the dragon's roar, and a fear starts to fill you, but you manage to shove it out to the edge of your conscious.
What do you think I am? Some kind of amateur?
Okay. Well, you're not on the back of the dragon. I'd be more afraid if I were there. And that, Thora, my friend. Thora, that is a 23 versus your will.
Yeah.
I am going to intervene.
Yay!
Oh. Okay.
Aelin reaches her hand out towards Thora and then towards the dragon. Lady Blackcloak, allow chaos to alter events in our favor. I pray, hopefully, and using Mogra's evil eye.
Oh, okay then. And the dragon rolls a 2, and you are not stunned, Thora. Congratulations.
Wow, cool.
Okay.
Thank you.
Very nice. So Aelin's
Thank
prayer
me
goes
later.
off, Mogra's evil eye, and she manages to stop that from happening. Nice. Okay. That is Thora.
Really,
Sister Fought of Air.
you can't get
A
much
3.
worse than 23.
No, you can't. And that is a miss on stunning Sister Fought of Air as well. And a dragon fear does not say targets enemies. Unfortunately, the allies, when she roars out and screams out, she screams out, "I'll trap you in nightmares, and I'll give you all disgusting warts like the bard," and just roars out like that. And
Gizik is like, eh.
Do you truly think that warts are the worst of our worries?
Well, she's not really thinking straight.
She replies in Draconic to that.
Oh, no, that
because I forget I have Draconic.
Why don't you egg that dragon on and see what happens? Okay, all right. That is the dragon's.
You bet I will.
Yeah, that is the dragon's turn, and the dragon might do something else, but unfortunately, wasting your action point when you have all these effects on you is bad. Now, the dragon is blinded until the end of Anduriel's next turn. Gizik, does the dragon get a save versus your slumber?
Oh, yes, she does.
And what happens, Gizik, if the dragon does not save?
If the dragon does not save, the dragon will fall unconscious.
right on top of Sister Faudever.
I think she had a whole round to move if she'd wanted to.
Okay, here goes the die 20.
Oh boy.
Goodbye, Sister Father Fair.
The dragon only needs a 5, so
She's going to blame me if this happens.
okay. The dragon rolls a 5, which
Okay.
is exactly what the dragon needed to shake off Gizik's spell.
The dragon gets to save with a 5.
Yes, a solo in 4E gets a +5 to saving throws, unfortunately.
That doesn't seem fair.
I know. It's it's bitter. So the dragon shakes that off. It uses its fear effect, and it is going to stay right where it is. And now it is Lavender's turn. Lachlan, where would you like to direct Lavender to aim her 10 points of psychic damage?
Well,
Is not one of the options.
Tabitha is right next to her. I mean, just right around the corner. So I think she's just gonna slam her with it.
Okay, so Lavender is behind the pillar. She's in square 9E, and she turns around and she just makes psychic contact with Tabitha. And so Tabitha lifts up her hands and starts like waving at things that aren't there. And all of a sudden, Tabitha goes, "Oh, oh, oh!" Like she's being punched or socked upside the head or something.
With a fish.
Yeah, with a fish. That's nice. All right, and that is Lavender's turn. All right, it's Sister Faudever's turn. Thanks to the acid that Odelia sent washing down towards her, Sister Faudever, she takes 5 points of acid damage, which brings her to that.
Oh no, Sister Father Fair.
Oh, great God. Okay.
What will we do?
So this water that Odelia sent with her buffeting wave comes running down there, and Sister Faudever goes, "No, no, no, no!" And it comes down, and she screams like, "Ah, Odelia!" and yells that out. And and now she is going to see Shonda in front of her, and she is going to hit Shonda with Righteous Smite. In theory, a self-righteous smite. What is Shonda's AC?
It's a 20.
Okay, so she needs an 8. And
That's a natural 20.
Oh,
Golly,
looky
Miss Molly,
there.
what you doing here?
Looky there with that natural 20. Alrighty, here. Let's just see if that backs back that up. And unfortunately, that 4 is a 16. But I think I'm going to use Memory of 1,000 Lifetimes and see if we can't back that bad boy up. And oh, looky, it's a 4, which is exactly what I needed to get to 20. So I am going to crit poor Shonda with Self-Righteous Smite. And now I shall roll the 1d6 to see if it is an instant kill.
6.
Come on.
It's a 2. It's a 2. However, it is still a devastating amount of damage, which I will add up now. So it's 2d10 for the power, which is an automatic 20 points of damage.
Oof.
And it is 2d8 more points because of her implement, which is 13 plus 20. So 33 plus 6 is 39 points of damage. With its 39 points of radiant damage. Oh, excuse me. I get to add my wisdom modifier too. So 39 plus 4. It's 43 points of radiant damage with that critical hit.
The good sister packs a punch. My
So
goodness.
she
That's
gets
why
hit.
I wasn't worried about her.
All this rage at Odelia. First sentence, she's like, "Odelia!" And then her sword ignites with white light. And she swings it at Shonda, and she goes, "I know you're a sinner!" And she strikes her with the greatsword.
Well, she was at full hit points, and now she's bloodied. So that one swipe really took a lot out of her.
That'll do.
She's reconsidering targets. So we'll put it that way.
Okay.
Don't
Well,
mess with Sister Faudever, man.
I am also going to use my lay on hands on myself to heal, since I got hit previously by the freaking dragon and I'm burned up. So that heal will bring me up to full, which is nice. And I'm going to move because I don't really want to be. I'm going to shift. Oh, freaking acid. I'm going to provoke the attack of opportunity from her and get the freak out of the acid. So I move to square 7K. So still in the treasure. Still in the treasure, but still on Shonda. So Shonda gets an attack of opportunity on Sister Fadaver.
All right. A 1.
Oh, karma.
Natural 1.
Oh my god.
Take that. Take that.
She's so hurt by this hit that her attempt is just there's nothing behind it.
Okay. So there is bloody battle going on under there, and now it is Anduriel's turn. Now, does Anduriel run on his run with his move action?
Well, you're gonna have to lay it out for me, there, Ryan.
It's a random direction, so
Okay.
1 die 4.
So you're running to the left, to the west side of the map.
Towards the
Towards the pile of treasure.
pile
Towards
of
the
treasure.
fight, yeah. Uh-huh.
Am I running into the table? Do I have to make an athletics check over the whatever that is there?
It's a pillar.
I think you could just run around it.
I got to run into the pillar.
I would say given where you are, you're probably run behind it, away from Ardane.
Okay. Where do I end up? I got a speed of 6. You tell me where I end up.
You're running, so you have 8 now, plus 2 to your speed.
I have 8.
So N2,
Okay.
because it's still difficult terrain, so you're like scrambling through difficult terrain.
Okay.
Okay.
Away from my imposter shadow.
Unless you're the imposter.
Whoa. This is getting real deep.
Sweet.
I don't know.
Okay. All right. Does he lose his move action? What else happens? Is that it?
That's it. Well, he's vulnerable, but he hasn't been hit with anything to trigger that. So you can roll a save against this nightmare.
But he gets his standard action first, doesn't he?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think he'd like to take an action. Why don't we let him?
I think I'd like to. I'd like that.
You have a minor and a standard still.
So 1, 2, 3, 4. Can I still see Ardeen or whoever that is?
He is
Well,
in
he's
darkness.
behind the pillar. I can't.
You can't see
Yeah.
him because he's in the darkness at the moment.
Okay. Well, then I see Tabitha. Tabitha gets a curse, a warlock's curse.
Okay.
And Duriel is just furious, and he just feels that, when you're so mad, you just feel that coldness and like, oh, I am so, and all of a sudden, more shadow starts dripping off of him, and it starts to form into this cold, like bestial shadow that he sends towards Tabitha.
Now, you used a warlock power on your previous turn, so Anduriel, a strange thing happens to you as you attack. You feel your divine power waning inside of your body as your Fey warlock magic begins to surge up within you. You get a +1 to attack and damage on this, but you can feel that if you are to switch over to your holy powers, that you are going to wind up doing a little bit weaker attack.
Well, he's just confused. He's never seen this little shadow beast before. It's like in Harry Potter when somebody gets angry and they make something happen. That's kind of what's going on right now. He's just, and all of a sudden this thing comes out. He's like, what in the world? And so I get, he's mad at Tabitha. He sees the enemy. So we're going to do, it's called Shadow Claws.
How exactly does it get worse from being a vampire?
It's versus, what is it? Versus Fortitude.
17.
That is a 19 on the die, so that's gonna
Nailed her.
That's gonna do the job. All right, let me roll the damage. That's 10 plus my charisma modifier, so 13 points of damage. So what happens is that cloud of freezing shadow wraps around Tabitha, and then it just turns into this snarling beast that whenever the enemy tries to move, it lashes out and keeps the enemy where it is. So if Tabitha moves during the next turn, she takes cold damage equal to my dexterity modifier.
Nice.
Which is not insignificant, if I recall.
And I need to add my Warlock's Curse damage. So that's another 5 points of damage.
Okay.
So she is now bloodied as well.
Yes.
So
Okay. This flies right over or right past Sister Fadaver's head. And Aelin, your magic went right past her too. So this big gout of shadow goes past Aelin as she prays about sorry for using dark magic. And Duriel throws shadow past Sister Fadaver and she's like, ah! Ah! Stop it! Both of you! Bad, evil magic!
Excuse me, I am here to save you, sister. I have no idea what's going on with the. Well, he's not a vampire anymore. The pansy, but
Yeah,
we'll
there's-
figure that out later.
Okay.
And Duriel's just chuckling. I'd like to say I'm sorry, sister, but that was awesome.
Okay. All right. Now, Odelia, Sister Odelia, the dragon did not move anywhere on its turn, but it did launch itself into a barrel roll with you on the back of it. With its limited movement, that's all it could do. So, Odelia, here's how we're going to handle this. The dragon is going to make an attack roll, and you are going to make an athletics check. If your athletics check is higher than the dragon's attack roll, then you are going to stay on.
Where is athletics? I don't. Oh, I see it. No. Oh yeah, I see it.
Yep, you are highly trained in athletics. You're a healthy gal. Okay. All right, are you ready? Here comes the big money. Okay, I'm rolling Wheeler Woe too. This thing hits 20s and 2s. Those are your like. Okay, so we're gonna do just a standard claw attack. That is an 18, Odelia. You just need to get an 18 or higher.
Oh, I got an 18.
Okay, very nice. Okay, the dragon launches into a barrel roll with Odelia on its back, staying in the same square, 6 squares above everyone, but rolling like this, and Odelia barely hangs on. And now you have your full turn, Odelia.
Oh, yes.
I'm about finished with this ridiculous farce, and I am angry. Now I can see this dragon attacking my friends and these creatures that will just not leave us alone. And so I'm angry, I'm mad, I'm losing my temper, and I take my harpoon and just the mama bear rage swells up in my chest and I can't even stand it. And I just stab down as hard as I can with a scream of rage. And that is a natural one.
Oh, I was thinking like
Okay.
that's a great build-up to mist.
But that's
Not
okay.
guys.
Oh.
Can anyone do anything to grant her a reroll?
I can't give it to other people.
Yeah, neither can Aelin. She's got
Yeah,
dark ones
I
on
wanna-
luck for herself.
I want to try and give it. But
Oh, I was
can't.
stunned too.
Oh, that's right. So for your turn for stunned, you barely managed to hang on. That's all you can do, unfortunately.
Okay, so can I just save it then?
Yes, yeah, you absolutely can save it. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Just
all right.
kidding. That's what I'm thinking about doing, but it's slow in my brain. 'Cause
Okay.
I'm stunned.
Very good. So Odelia's like,
Planning it for next time.
I should stab it. I should stab. Oh! She's like barely holding on. All right, that is the Odelia. Now Gizik, my friend, it is your turn.
I want to walk over to G7.
Okay. You just stroll on over, huh?
I just stroll. Yeah, I'm a little too close to the dragon for comfort right now, but I'm going to try something. I will stomp my foot on the ground. A few pebbles will fly up into the air, and I'll kind of fling my arm out, and one will go flying at Tabitha. The other goes flying at the dragon.
Ooh.
Nice.
This is called 3 stones.
Okay.
So where's the
Right.
third? You got
Does it
where's the
target
third
reflex
stone?
or AC?
It's 1 to 3. It targets reflex.
Okay. Dragon's reflex is 24.
Yeah, I got a 12. And for Tabitha, I got a 29.
That'll hit.
Very nice.
Dang.
Okay.
Tabitha not having a good day.
I don't know about the rest of you, but Team Spec Ops really wants Tabitha to stop existing.
All right.
I have had enough of her.
So Tabitha gets 10 damage and is dazed.
Ow. Okay, so Odelia, you come right side up on a dragon, and a boulder goes right past your head. It's like whoosh, like that, crashes into a stalactite below, and and then you hear Tabitha like, oof. How's poor Tabitha dear feeling?
Well, she was bloodied before that. Now she's dazed and hurt. It's not her day.
Okay, Thora, it is your turn, my friend.
Okay.
Don't die.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's the plan.
Yeah, stick around.
And Duriel, I'm going to use my minor action to use Knack for success on Anduriel. You get to make a free saving throw right now.
All right.
Is that Ryan? Is it a save ends effect or
The
running?
Yeah, did you fail your save on your turn?
I didn't roll a save.
Oh,
well,
yeah.
let's see if he needs to use
a
this.
save ends.
Okay, well, yeah.
I rolled a 1, so I'm going to use John's thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that is a 15.
Very nice. Okay, John, how do you see that manifesting? Is it magic or is it just something Thora says?
I think Thora literally sees him like running in fear, and there's like a tap. He taps his staff on the ground, and there's just kind of a wave in the earth, and his the shadow chasing him is disturbed enough, and he says, "Peace, Anduriel, peace. It's not real," and like that's how he gives you the save.
Very cool.
And then Thora is going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to I5 right beside Aelin. And because I forgot about this ability until just now, despite how like powerful it is for an at-will, I am going to use Chill Wind, which is a burst 1 within 10 squares on Tabitha.
Tabitha.
So
it's not good.
So it is wisdom. It's verse fortitude. So
No, she missed with all 3 attacks, and you're just pounding her.
yeah,
But she dared.
She also put me to sleep in the middle of combat. I want to get her out.
I feel like this is a how dare you attack all of us while we're fighting this dragon.
Hey guys.
Ooh. Oh, very nice. Back it up.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'm just gonna
Go for
park
it.
this over here for a second.
Big money.
7 plus 9, 16 to hit. Fortitude.
Her fortitude is 17, but she's dazed, so you have combat advantage. So back
Hit
up.
us.
Sweet.
Oh, let's see the
Now I gotta
1d6.
roll the d6.
If she dies on a natural
No, it's a 1.
it's still a crit.
Still.
Yes. So go back to where I had you set up. Oh crap. There we go. So it does max damage. So it does 6 points of damage, and I slide her 1 square, which activates Anduriel's ability, and I'm sliding her into the wall of thorns.
So you get to roll another die 10.
Yeah.
Is this chill wind?
Yeah.
It sucks to be her.
Oh, 9 points from the thorns. And because she was moved, does that activate Anduriel's ability?
I think she has to move herself.
Okay.
Well,
But
now
she-
she's in the
but-
wall of thorns, so she's going to want to move.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah,
think
it doesn't
that's it for
say.
me.
All right. So what does that look like when you cast chill wind?
For just a second, his form flickers to the scarabs, and they're just all flapping their wings.
Very cool and creepy. Very
Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice.
Okay. Okay, and that was Thor's turn. Morocon, it is your turn, my friend.
Okay. How far can I jump? So I don't have to deal as much with the terrain.
It's an athletics check, and what is it again, Rye? If you're broad jumping, is you divide by 5 your check.
You divide by 10, you divide by 10 to determine the number of squares you move. 5 if you get a running start.
Well, he has more than enough space to get a running start. That shouldn't be an issue.
Yeah. So
Okay.
divided by 5, and that's the number of squares you clear.
All right, make an athletics check. Let's see how far you can jump.
Do it, dragon.
That is a 25.
So you can jump 5 squares in any direction.
Good, because I don't want to deal with rough terrain as much as possible. See, what square?
Is Tabitha?
Yeah.
Oh, I
Tabitha.
slid her into let's say J10.
Okay. Because that I
She's
think is
crying,
going.
by the way. Like, not just screaming, like she's crying. Tears and everything.
Good.
uh,
That was John, not Thora.
Yeah, that's.
well, with the jump, do I still have my movement if I jump?
No, that is your movement. You don't get a free
Okay.
jump. What do you got? The free jump ability? I don't remember that feat.
Then all right, that's not the closest one to me then. 1, 2, 3, 5. I'm going to jump just outside of from being directly underneath the dragon. So I guess I'll jump to M5 right next to that other baddie there.
Okay. You still now you have your standard?
I do indeed. For my minor, I'm going to activate my Fighting Fury stance. I'll just basically look at this random fae and just be like, I don't know who you are, but you clearly are not for the gods. And I raise my claw, and it starts to glow, and I cast Avenging Flame Haymaker at this foo.
Okay.
Ooh.
Which is a 17 plus 9 to AC.
It.
Sweet. So that is going to be that is 19 points of damage, and plus ongoing. Plus 5 fire damage. Ongoing 5 fire.
Ouch. This is hilarious. There's a dragon up here. We're fighting a dragon, and yet, darn these fey creatures for trying to.
The dragon is out of reach. I'm a melee character.
There's already a
Adelia's-
halfling on top taking care of the dragon.
Adelia's got, our halfling has the dragon. That's
He's got
fine.
a big harpoon. It's
You're not
Yeah.
wrong. I mean,
And that's not true, Ben. It's not out of
Okay.
range for you. You threw a halfling at it.
That's true.
And I'm out of ammo now. So
Yeah. You need more halflings. You need more halflings. Tabitha's
Okay.
small, throw it at it.
yeah, is there like a gnome? Is there a gnome in the party that I can throw up there now? Like,
Throw Sister Pot of Air.
yeah, I don't think that's going to work out so well for either of us.
She a big woman. Okay, I don't think like she's a whole lot of woman. Like she's not like unfit, but she and she wears chainmail armor, so I don't see that happening. But how much damage do you do?
It's 19,
Right.
and then plus ongoing 5 fire damage.
Okay.
Which is horrible for a plant-based fey creature. Burning is just terrifying to her.
they don't like
Okay.
so much.
Oh, and by the way, so I'm now Lachlan, Anduriel, Thora, Aelin, Sister Fadaver, all have plus. You're all in my aura, so you all get an extra 1d6 fire damage,
Hey.
and radiant damage.
So Morocon backs up a few steps on the ziggurat and comes running down the ziggurat and is like, ah, boom, and you clock it's Shonda, right? You clock poor Shonda and set her on fire, and I'm sure she's probably screeching and on fire, and she just got wailed on by Sister Fadaver. The Fae are having a really hard time right now. It's really not good for them. So and there you are, Moralcon. Now, when Moralcon lands in that square, all of our weapons, Aelin, your control rod, Lachlan, your longsword, and Duriel, your kukri, and the Leviathan's tooth dagger, and Sister Fadaver's greatsword burst into flames as soon as he lands there.
Oh yeah, Thora, your staff too.
He's trying to pad it out. He's like, "This is
okay.
bad."
It's futile.
Aelin looks gleeful.
Okay, we're back up to the top.
Welcome.
We're back to the top with Lachlan.
Has Erdain had his turn yet?
Yeah, he sent Anduriel running with his channel divinity.
Oh, yeah.
Very nice.
So
2d10 necrotic.
Very good. Well, that'll happen on his turn, which is
his
Okay.
turn hasn't come back up yet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
it
right
hasn't
after
come
Lachlan.
Okay,
Yeah.
it hasn't come back up yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, we're back
There's
at the top of initiative.
I wasn't sure if I'd missed it.
okay, I don't. This is a long shot, but Lachlan looks up at the dragon and he just kind of grins and has a thought, and
I
he
seduce it.
Yeah, he says
No.
no.
Yes.
He
It's
says,
always the bard.
Lady Trueheart, shatter this dragon's heart on the altar of your scorn, because if the dragon's not prone, it's going to plummet to the ground.
On Sister Fadaver with Odelia on its back.
Yeah, well, she's on the back. She should be.
Why did we let a 19-year-old lead this group?
This is the best, guys.
Yeah.
I'm actually crying.
And the idea of a dragon pleading for forgiveness and professing its love is just so too tempting to resist.
Oh,
The dragon.
That's 25 versus will.
Doesn't
Okay.
the dragon also land on top of Shonda?
Yes, it will. The dragon's will is 23, so that is a hit. Okay? So, Lachlan, you pull the dragon its fly speed.
Well, it's pulled 5.
Okay, and all right. So the dragon with Odelia lands in squares 3 and 4, M and N, right next to Anduriel and Lachlan. And the dragon roars out, "Roar, you are only delaying the inevitable. I devour you all, or my slaves will punish you for disrupting their peace, but not my precious baby boy." And then she reaches out her claw. Reaches out both claws, Lachlan, like she's gonna like lick you or something. You're not quite sure. She wants to rub scales. You don't know what's going on. You actually might have studied draconic, who knows, mating rich. I don't know, but that dragon is coming for you and wants some love. So the dragon lands in front of you. It is also prone. It lies down on its belly and it's like on its belly, professing its love for you, and then it wakes up.
Well, so that's my standard action.
And your move action is run like hell.
No, do I have a hurt ally? Like someone who's in a bad
I'm
way?
injured, but I'm okay.
Anduriel took some damage, but it wasn't a ton.
Sister Fadaver's fine. She healed herself.
And you
Okay.
saved me from the poison from the breath weapon, so I'm still at full
So
health.
yeah, he's just kind of scanning to look for injury, and then decides, what the heck? Let's spend an action point and just smack this dragon. So he's going to use courtly love. I guess it's less of a smack and more of a big poke. I'm going to use an action point to use virtuous strike and poke this
Sensual
dragon
poke.
in the belly.
You're going to give a big poke to a dragon who's in love with you.
That's
Yeah.
a great.
Hey, some
The
people
only
are
way to
into
do it.
that.
So, yeah, we're not here to judge. If
I
that's
the
tried
only
to
way to
keep
do
a
it.
straight face for as long as I could. It didn't work.
That's a 15 on the die, so that's a 30.
That's,
Oh my god.
that's a hit.
We start hearing Barry White.
Yeah.
And in conjunction with this, I will use mocking smite. And so he says, I can't believe that worked. You are such a stupid, stupid lizard. And he's going to stab to do, let's see, 22
My
points of
heart must be
damage.
breaking.
22 points of damage, and I turn invisible. Oh, and I'm sorry. The unrequited love makes her vulnerable, so it's actually 27.
Okay.
I feel that in my soul.
Okay.
You just insulted her and then ghosted her?
Good grief, that is wrong.
Someone get this. Why did we make him the leader? Why didn't we just get him therapy?
That sure is a 19-year-old's move right there.
Okay. So Lachlan draws a green dragon to him, and it wakes up from this after his turn. It's like, and it screams. It's like, and it flaps its wings. Odelia, you're still holding on, but it landed. Lachlan, this dragon is really angry, and so
I saw the move,
Jeez.
Matt. I'm moving around the corner, invisibly to Q5.
Okay, here's your problem. All creatures treat the one aura around its treat the area around the dragon as difficult terrain. So it's going to cost you 1 extra square. The dragon is like swinging its tail all around, and it's making it difficult, like as it swings its tail past you and Anduriel.
And I'm still in the treasure anyway, though, right?
Yeah. So
if I go PQ, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I can still get to Q5.
Yeah.
Around the corner.
Okay.
But
Alrighty.
nobody can see me. Nobody can see me running away. I'm invisible.
Alrighty. So
I'll have you know that Morocon is offended by what you have just done.
All right. So here, my friends, is what happens. It's the dragon's turn now. No, excuse me. It's Aylin's turn. No, the evil fae. I lied. It's the evil fae.
Okay. Tabitha dies. She had 5 hit points left, and the ongoing thorn damage. So there's
She just elects to die.
dead fey creature stuck in this wall of thorns, just bleeding out.
And I picture that. I picture Thora's wall of thorns like wrapping around her more and just crushing her.
Yeah,
I imagined that she saw this dragon romance and just elected to perish instead of seeing it any longer.
Okay.
So Shonda takes 5 points of fire damage, and she's going to use her tree stride ability.
Is she running away?
Sorry, through the wall of thorns in over to square F13.
She gets attack of opportunity from me, doesn't she?
It's a teleport. She teleports through the wall.
Okay.
One move action. With her other move action, she's going to take the run action. So her speed is 8. So when she runs, she can move 10 squares.
This is the second time she's gotten away.
So D22.
Okay.
She is leaving as fast as she can get away, and she is like Olympian runner here. So
Okay. All right. Well, that is her turn. What about so Tabitha
Ardane?
dies, Shonda runs. Ardane takes how much damage, Moth?
2d10.
Plus something or just 2d10?
Let me check on that.
I think you get a bonus to that, but I could be wrong. I'm old, I forget things.
Yeah.
2d10. It just says 2d10.
Okay,
For
go
this.
for it.
Big money, no whammies.
No whammies. That's awesome.
Ooh. Double 8s. 16.
Very nice.
Necrotic.
okay, but
Let me hear his shrieks of pain.
and I believe he has a shadow choking him. What is that? What's
Yes, he
going on there?
does. He takes
That's 5 points
points.
necrotic damage. And then he has to save. If he doesn't save, he's blinded.
So this is what I picture.
Buddies, high five.
He's in there, and Moth's spell is like this cloud of tentacles and shadow, and he comes up out of the cloud like gasping, and as he comes up, Anduriel's shadow snatches him around the throat and drags him back down under, and he's screaming.
But muffled like underwater.
Exactly. And that's why we invited the dark gods to the Divine Fellowship too.
He is going to try and move out of this darkness.
Also, I wouldn't say dark, just morally grey,
Morally gray.
like Sylvanus.
There you go.
So he's going to move to square S3. And then he's going to attempt to use Sleep of the Damned on Anduriel. Only because he can't see Aelin.
That's
Can't
fair.
see me.
So Sleep of the Damned is against Will.
Okay.
He gets rolls a 12 on the die, plus 11 is 23 versus Will.
Poop. I have 22. Is he bloodied?
Nope.
22.
Dangus.
Oh, but you're next to Lachlan. I can use I haven't used an immediate action this round.
Is it weird to try and help save against an attack you just made?
Yeah. So no, Lachlan looks and you actually hear Lachlan's voice in your head say, Anduriel, it's your conscience. Ignore this stupid priest, and you get a +4 to your will.
Well, then I
Nice.
it.
But you feel yourself like getting conked out, not like slowed and then unconscious, like he was gonna knock you full out unconscious and mess you up. So
Good.
he looks extremely frustrated and kind of bewildered, like, well, why didn't that work? Kind of an analytical approach, and then he is going to save against this choking business. He rolls a 9, but he's elite, so he has a +2 to save, so he got an 11.
Okay.
And I'm assuming he's going to move and not stay in the hunger of Hadar.
Yeah, he moved to S3.
Okay. So now it is Aelin's turn.
All right.
Now, Aelin, I would like to point something out to you. You are quite a distance away from Shonda, who is running for her life. But if you move, if you take your full movement, she'll be within reach of your 10 square powers. So it depends on how vindictive you're feeling. Do you want to go after Shonda? Do you want to go after the priest or the dragon? It's entirely up to you. Shonda's crying, running for her dryad life.
I'm going to go after Shonda.
Yay.
Absolutely.
Of course you are.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So going to start running after her with a glint in her eye, and her rod now on fire. So I can get into the into range of the 10 square.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
Firstly, I'm going to move my Warlock's Curse over to her.
Okay. Well, you can actually curse both of them. You can curse
I can
multiple
curse both of
opponents.
them.
Yes.
Yep.
Hmm. Oh, should I have added an extra D8 to the necrotic
Hunger
damage
of-
before?
No, it doesn't work that way.
Okay. Wishful thinking.
I hope
All
this
right.
finish on poor Shonda.
Going to place the Warlock's Curse on her before she reaches her hands out. Vorna incinerate this twig and cast Fiery Bolt
At a dryad.
at a dryad. Uh, 26.
That hits everything.
At this level.
And that will be. And is there anything next to her?
No, unfortunately.
Okay. So I'm going to roll 3d6 plus 5 now. 3, 6, 4. So
13,
13.
18.
18.
plus your curse damage.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, plus
Would
D8.
Big money.
8.
Yeah, she bursts into flames. So her running days are over. She is a crispy branch.
Okay. Very nice.
I imagine that Aelin, not loudly, but loud enough for her to hear, would have said, "I'd like to hear your screams."
Okay. And you do. Sure. One last one at the very least. Okay, that's Aelin's turn. Now it is the dragon's turn.
So dark.
And here's what the dragon does. The dragon activates a teleport power, dropping Odelia unceremoniously onto her feet, however, a very short distance. And the dragon appears around the solar incendiator. And for its minor action, it screeches out, "You win nothing! Even if you could slay me, the prison sun will still destroy your halls of protection and drag this whole city screaming into Tiamat's hell." And as the dragon wraps its body around the solar incendiator, a blue glow overtakes the constant white radiance of it. I would like all of you...
I warned you all.
You did. I would like all of you who are trained in Arcana to make a Knowledge Arcana check, or just an Arcana check, but only if you are trained.
Nope.
23.
17.
John just refuses to.
29.
Okay, so Aelin, Lachlan, and Gizik all at the same time say contingency. And the dragon's contingency spell goes off as it makes contact with the solar incendiator. The blue light pulses several times, and it explodes in a burst of blue sparks so bright that we are forced to cover our eyes. When we open them, the dragon and the solar incendiator are gone, and nothing is left except for a gentle, slow fall of light particles in the air that barely are now illuminating the area around the ziggurat. We are left there with a waning light, barely enough illumination to reveal the area and the treasure that has been left behind. And then something very strange happens. The light particles begin to flow in a pattern, and they're gathering until they seem to form a spotlight at the top of the ziggurat, revealing a luminous celestial figure in a white satin dress slit all the way up the leg and revealing everything. And a low cut in the front that reveals almost her navel. She's reclining on a golden divan with red plush cushions, and a fountain of silky blonde hair is flowing over the head of the divan and hanging alluringly in the air. And you recognize the celestial form of Saint Delia Adira, the demigoddess of beauty. And she looks up and bats her eyes at you, and she says, "Green can be such a gauche color, but the defeat of a hideous, selfish foe, now that is a thing of beauty to enjoy forever." And then she steps down the ziggurat impossibly fast, and she goes idly, she lifts her hand like that, and Ardain goes, "Eh," and just freezes where he stands. And then she goes digging through the treasure. She moves some things aside, and she picks up a gilded, beautiful looking mirror. And she walks over to Lachlan and she hands the mirror to him. And she says, "And now you know why Sindel wished you to come to this place. The recovery of the mirror of Queen Danae was important, but of equal importance was the power of her memory being used to cause suffering. Even the history of a god contains a fragment of divine power. Thankfully, that power is no longer being subverted by evil." And then she steps back and she says, "Now you all have done brave and noble work. Now you need to make your way to the halls of protection. Events will move swiftly from this point on." And then she reaches out her hands, and in her hands are 2 crystal vials. And she says, "Take these vials of blessed water from the pool of Evergold. Cast it upon the Trilord, even just a few drops, and the devil within will be revealed. This is the first step of many to undoing what has been done." And then she comes over, she takes Gizik's arm, and she just kind of scratches through his hair. And she says, I wish you luck, my loves. Courage. No matter what happens, the gods are with you. And then she swiftly moves over to Anduriel and French kisses him. And then she dissolves into a cloud of red sparks, leaving Anduriel sputtering.
Aelin retches.
Lachlan looks like jealous. Like, she's kissed me once, and yeah. Man.
Gizik kind of shrugs and then walks over to the treasure pile and starts trying to scoop it up.
Okay. There is quite a bit of treasure there to scoop up, my friends. And I believe there's a bag of holding, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So we can carry 200 pounds of that crap, so.
Yeah.
Just gonna find any kind of diamonds or spell components or anything that might be useful.
Okay, so you go sifting through the treasure, and it's a variety of very strange things. There's gold and platinum pieces. There's some cheap little copper pieces. There are gemstones, and there are a few just kind of random trinket-looking items, including a few things that give off a radiant magical aura. So as Aelin and Gizik begin like sifting through the treasure, Sister Fadaver goes, "What are you doing? We have to get to the halls of protection."
We have to also find anything which might aid us, sister, and help us not be crushed by dragons next time.
Okay.
Oh,
And
sorry, that was just you.
She says, I wasn't crushed by the dragon. And then she looks at Odelia, although not for lack of trying. And,
Well, it's probably just because you're big boned.
okay. And she just kind of nods like, I am. But anyway, anybody else grabbing filthy lucre?
Andrew kind of shakes it off and he dives in. He's loving it.
I'm not sure I trust it to still be there later, but I want it.
Okay.
Yeah. And I even say to Sister Fadaver, hey, Sister Fadaver, this treasure was given over to Tiamat. Our taking it will help purify it.
Okay. Well, she says, well, I suppose that's difficult to argue with, and she opens up the bag of holding and starts scooping some things into it. Okay.
That's the spirit.
Delia
Okay.
wants to look around and see, are there any of the people, or the village is entirely gone? All the undead people are gone?
The mist has completely dispersed, and the undead, there is no sign of them wherever they might be.
Right.
And Uriel, you can make a knowledge religion check, please, to try to figure out what happened. If you
half a moment.
If you're not too busy with your filthy lucre.
Yeah, I'll do that check here. That is an 18 on the dice. So with my bonus, is that a 28?
Okay. So Anduriel, here's what you think happened. You are reasonably sure, based on the dream that has been shattered by not only the dragon losing its disguise, but also by the presence of all of this holy energy. You feel like the undead, one of two things has happened. Either they have moved on, or they are wandering through the Underdark at some point back to whatever state they were beforehand. But you have the distinct impression, just kind of your knowledge of how death proceeds, that it could have been a little bit of both. It depends on the individual spirit. But trauma has been affected here, unfortunately, and it's going to take years before the unholy work that was done here is undone.
That kind of shakes him to his senses a little bit, and he sort of pauses and says a quick prayer to Naylock. Naylock, please guide those lost souls today. Help them find the peace they need. Okay.
So you feel that the rite of passing has some power here, and it begins a work that may take longer to effect, but that work has begun. This site could be reclaimed. Now, moving on. So, go ahead.
Is there anything in this pile of treasure that would interest Morrigan?
Yes, there's all kinds of filthy lucre. What you find here is roughly 20,000 in gold is what you're looking at, which can be split up between both parties, I imagine. or an equal share, but it's kind of haphazard. Everybody's just kind of like, stuffing, loot in the bag and whatnot.
Are there any pieces of that green dragon that has fallen, like a scale or a piece of a tooth? I'd like to pick up a couple dragon scales or a claw or something if I could.
Sure. Yeah. Well, it still has its claws, but Odelia ripped out quite a number of its scales when she was on its back, and Lachlan was causing it to blunder under her. So
okay,
that is what we will do. And in any case, so you pick up a few trinkets, but strangely devoid of, other than the mirror, devoid of any items of enchantment whatsoever. But quite a bit of money that you might use later. So, in any case, we pack up. Sister Fadaver, the whole time everybody's picking up, and Duriel is saying last rites, and Odelia is kind of wandering around looking and finding the ruin empty. Sister Fadaver is going, all right, hurry, we need to go. She's like hurrying everybody. And then she looks to Gizik, and she's like, Gizik, can you magic us to the temple?
Let me think about that.
All right,
oh,
Sister Fadaver.
She
looks at Ayland and she says, well, can you open a gate or something?
Could I use prestidigitation to create like a mini illusion of this temple, like right in front of her eyes, so she thinks she's there?
Yes, you could.
Put it like right in front of a pillar so she runs through it.
All right, so you conjure up this little illusion of the halls of protection, and she looks up like, what do we do?
I say, go on in.
All right, she looks completely bewildered, and she's like, do we jump? Do we?
Thora interjects as he's like, literally, he's dropped the wall of thorns, and he's now looking at Tabitha's body, and before he speaks to Sister Fadaver, you guys hear him say, strange anatomy. Sister, they're teasing you.
Okay, all right.
He's teasing you.
Okay. She says, I'm not waiting another moment. If you can't magic us there, we need to head out. And she takes off running down the passage.
I'm assuming there's no moonlight currently?
No, it's very dark. You're almost pitch black. There's just a little bit of radiance in the like little falling sparks, and it's going out. And Sister Fadaver runs down the passageway, and just a few minutes later, you hear an "oh, boom, crash."
Yeah, that's what happens when you run off in the dark.
As a human.
Yep.
All right, as insufferable as she is, she's right. We need to get moving.
We do.
Lachlan, it's time to be the voice.
Well, let's go. We have to deal with this Trilord. Who's got who's a good shot with some holy water?
Yeah, who's taking the vials?
I will hang on to one. Who's got a high dexterity? Because I assume it would be like a ranged attack.
It's a ranged touch attack.
Well,
yes. I say me and Anduriel, I think, have the highest dex of the group.
I would absolutely love to throw holy water at someone else. It would absolutely make my day.
Yeah, Lachlan, on second thought, looks at it and he gives one to Morocon and one to Anduriel and says, "Well, let's go. The rest of us will be the diversion. You get that water on him as soon as we get there."
All right. So here's what I need you all to do to determine where you wind up. I would like each of you to make 5 either athletics, acrobatics, or endurance checks to determine how far you get and who gets there first.
5?
Going with endurance.
The DC is 21, so just make 5 checks and tally your results.
Endurance it is.
Endurance, acrobatics, or athletics. You can pick.
All right, athletics.
So we're telling the result, or?
Just make your checks, make all 5 of them, and then you will tell me how many successes you had.
Success being over how much?
The DC is 21.
4 successes for Thora.
Okay.
And same as Lockman. 4 and 1.
3 for Odelia.
I had 3 successes.
Okay.
And Duriel got 5 successes.
I did as well, but one of them was a natural 20. Do I get anything special for that?
Yes, a natural 20 on a skill check is 2 successes.
Oh, that's same for me. So I've
Oh.
got 4 then, not 3.
Okay.
Can I use my dark ones I unlock?
You absolutely can.
Yes.
Marokan got 6.
How many can I re-roll?
It's okay.
Just 1.
So would a 1 be a failure then?
A 1 is 2 failures.
Depends on your bonus.
All right. Well, then I had 3 successes and 4 failures.
You are only supposed to roll 5 checks, Jeffrey.
I only rolled 5 times.
Okay.
Okay,
2 of
so-
them were 1s.
I went from having 1 success and 4 failures to having 1 success and 6 failures.
Okay.
I feel a little
All
better.
right.
Because you know what that was? One
A
of
natural-
these little suckers.
I feel like it can't get
Yeah.
any worse. Actually,
So apparently,
Hold my beer.
Yes. there you-
apparently Aelin and Gizzet got like tripped up in the back or something.
No, I think Aelin and Gizik were gathering the most coins. They're like, well, we got it.
I'm weighted
We're
down.
trash gremlins. Let
Okay.
us live.
So here's what happens. Using your various skills, which looks different. Those of you who are using athletics are jumping over boxes. You're running down streets, making your way as fast as you can. Those of you who are using acrobatics, so I'm assuming that's Anduriel, you're like scrambling up to the rooftop and Batmaning, leaping over roofs, jumping down, landing on tarps, bouncing off, doing flips in the air, jumping off other people. Those of you who are using endurance are just maintaining this high speed as fast as you can. So if that's Odelia, she's like, just chugging
My
along.
little legs are just pumping like mad.
Poor Odelia.
I don't
And,
even stop for breath. I just chug right along.
So everyone is racing to the halls of protection, and here's what happens. Along the way, you hear a very loud voice, magically amplified, echoing through the city. And that voice is booming out by means of the bardic ritual Amplify, which many of you are familiar with. And on the way, people dressed in green, celebrating the Festival of Green, are moving in the same direction that you are. And you come to realize that they are all making their way to the halls of protection as well. And at that point, everybody in the city is making their way to the halls of protection, and you're having to push through crowds, jump over them, excuse me, or in some of your cases, get out of the way, move, or I'll blast you, all kinds of things.
I'm
And
crawling
you
down
hear
people's legs.
underneath,
Aelin is just looking at people.
just staring at them, and then they move.
Yes.
Okay, that's awesome.
Gizik rolling a natural 1 ends up back in like Winter Run or something.
Yeah. Well, I think Gizik probably stops for a sweet roll, so they're like, ooh, like I'm on the way. And
Aelin has ended up in last week.
okay, and you see all kinds of people like dressed up in green for this festival coming to the halls of protection, and then you hear that amplified voice say, "Welcome, goodly people, to a wonderful day where many have cause to celebrate. I rejoice in the great number of you that have committed yourself to proving your worth and to the city of Horta." And then there are cheers from people, and you're hearing all of this coming from the center of the front gates of the halls of protection. And the voice continues as you make your way into the crowd. "Your oaths of living for the day, this creed resolute, will be noted by the gods. And that commitment will lead this city into a new era, an era that will no doubt bring prosperity to many." And you all kind of get a really sick feeling at the caveats in his speech as you're listening. And he continues, at this point, now when he continues, you are in the crowd and the steps of the temple are within your sight. Up at the top, on the top steps of the temple, in square D1, on the tops of the temple is the Tri-Lord. And he is resplendent in a bright silver set of armor and a blue cloak, with his salt and pepper beard trimmed closely. He cuts a very regal figure. And he continues on as you're shoving your way forward. And he says, "And how do we prove our worth to the powers that watch over us? We prove ourselves through service to others, as we always have, no matter how grim that service is. Did we falter when the witch of Alderac brought her hordes to our city?" And then the crowd screams out, "No!" And then he says, "Did we shirk the battle with the Church of Shadows when it assaulted our cathedrals and our temples?" And the crowd screams out again, "Never!" And then he says, "Now as we face a new era and even more daunting challenges, let us not cower in fear at the threats we face, but let us show courage as we embrace the will of the High One, great Archangel of righteous pride." And there's cheering and clapping, but as you move through, you can also see some people are like, ugh, like at the mention of the High One. You also catch sight of numerous clerics, shield brothers of Bestera, goddess of protection. This is her temple. But you also see clerics of Navariel, the archdevil of righteous pride, supposedly, with their iron towers emblazoned on their white robes. And they're all throughout the crowd, and they're up next to the Tri-Lord also. Now, at the end of his speech, based on your checks, here's where you end up. Anduriel and Moralcon, you got 5 successes, right?
I actually got 6 because I rolled a nat 20 with one of them.
You're very special. You get there. Do you see that first dot on row 5?
Yeah.
Anduriel and Moralcon, you can be anywhere you want on that row. Where do you want to be?
Well, we're the ones with the holy water, so I think we want to be as close as possible, right?
So you're on row 5. Tell me what letter you're on.
A.
All right, Anduriel is on row A.
Meh. And I'll be on D.
Okay, and Moralcon, you are on row
Dragon.
D. Okay. Now, those of you who got 3 successes, you are on row 17. So who would that be? Thora?
4 successes.
Okay, 4 successes gets you on row 17.
Okay.
That's that middle dot. So you see Anduriel and Moralcon racing up the steps and making their way, but you guys got stuck back in the crowd. So what square are you on, Odelia? What letter?
I'll take G. Or
Okay, Odelia.
F, sorry.
All right, Odelia is on F. Okay, Gizik, you got a 1.
And so did I.
Yes, I got a couple of them.
All right, Thora, where are you on 17?
D17.
All right, Thora is right next to Odelia. You two, Odelia going under people's legs, Thora shoving his way through the crowd.
Oh, he's turned into scarabs at this point. Just to like crawl.
All right, so people are like, ugh, as all of these bugs go sweeping under.
And then clear a crowd.
Odelia is running through people's legs going, whoa! Like, she goes through there. And Aelin, you are on 26 at the back of the crowd with Gizik. What square are you on? What letter?
Back at 26. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, you're on 26. It's a good thing you're a caster.
Can I be on D?
Yep. Aelin is on D. Gizik?
I'll be on F.
All right. So we are kind of meeting up, and Aelin, you're looking at people and trying to get past them, but he makes his speech, and as he finishes his speech, there is a sudden explosion from the top of the Halls of Protection's primary tower. The apex tower of the shield design all cathedrals of Bestera are modeled after shatters, raining down huge chunks of stone that crash onto the steps of the temple. The citizens of Horta scream and run in different directions, mostly escaping, but several people are crushed beneath the falling debris. all of which seems to miraculously miss the Trilord, Animus Bertrand. From the ruined steeple top, the solar incendiator bursts forth like a second sun with a thundering boom. It pulses with bursts of brilliant white light that widen like ripples of radiance out over the city. And after the third pulse, the ground begins to quake. Anduriel and Moralcon, I need you to make athletics checks to avoid the debris. You will need at least an 18.
22.
Dirty 20.
Okay, so Moralcon and Anduriel, this debris comes down. People are crushed next to you, but most people avoid it. The two of you manage to dodge. The rest of you are not close enough to the debris, so there's one benefit of not making it up too forward. And then the ground begins to quake, and it's very difficult for all of you to keep on your feet. The cloudy autumn sky falls away from the city, rushing ever farther away, and a horrid keening sound, as though the wind itself were howling in pain, begins to fill everyone's ears, making it difficult to hear anything else. After what feels like hours, but is really only a few minutes, the quaking and the shrieking wind cease, but the sky alters dramatically. Instead of the mixed gray and blue of a stormy autumn sky, Horta falls through a multicolored mist, and the sky then dramatically shifts to an ashen reddish gray, like the plume of an erupting volcano. But as far as the eye can see, in every direction, flaming meteors fall slowly from the ashen clouds around us and across the skyline. People begin to weep, scream, cower, draw weapons, but chaos begins to ensue. And above the chaos, the only sound heard is the sound of metallic boots stomping down the temple street as dozens of armored devils come marching in formation towards the halls of protection. As they come closer, you recognize an infernal cohort comprised of seared devils. They're damned souls that have been tormented by hellfire and carry a spark of that hellfire within them. And that is where everything is kind of chaos around you. And the Trilord shouts out with his amplified voice. He's like, "Be at peace, people. Be at peace. You pledged yourselves to Horta. And I, in turn, have pledged Horta to fight the demon incursions sweeping across the plains like a plague. If they are not stopped, demons will ravage the entire universe." And then people are like stopping, like, are we in hell? We're in hell. Like, they're looking around, there's weeping going on. The chaos is subsiding somewhat, but only a little bit. What do you do?
I'm going to channel divinity.
Okay.
I'm going to burst into radiant fire.
Okay.
So yeah.
I'm
Everybody
going to
else?
look at Gizik and say, well, we're doomed.
Okay. Okay, strangely enough, you find Lavender is missing during all of this.
Of course she is.
Oh,
If I see Lavender missing, now I'm going to stab the nearest devil.
Okay. Aelin and Gizik, you are the closest to this army of devils that is marching forward. They are about 10 squares away from your square where the two of you are.
Sure.
Okay. Anduriel, what are you doing?
Anduriel, he sees Morocon kind of start to get his sun on, his light on.
He's
And
glowing up.
He's glowing up. Anduriel's going to react to the speech of the Trilord, and he's going to channel divinity himself. And his shadow will start to build around him. So we'll have that light and the shadow preparing. And I think it's time to try and get the Trilord
Wet. Okay.
So that's what I'm going to try and do.
All right, Anduriel, would you please make a ranged basic attack? Half your level, your dexterity modifier.
Dexterity modifier is 3, half level is 3. Or no, yeah, that's 3. 15, 14, 16. That is a 20. Dirty, but a 20.
Okay. And that is exactly what you needed to hit his reflex.
Thank goodness.
Okay. His reflex is a 21. So Anduriel, he doesn't know this is coming. You have combat advantage. Huck this vial of holy water on him. It crashes into him and it shatters over him with not just the burning effect, but some kind of like white lightning goes over him also. And the Trilord shrieks. The clerics around everybody turn back at you and raise their weapons like, what was that? And then the Trilord's infernal countenance is revealed. A pair of bat wings burst forth from his back, and he screeches, and horns protrude from his forehead out jaggedly in several directions as fangs and a wide maw lengthen, and his skin becomes a mottled greenish red in patches. He bursts forth from his armor, and the only thing left on him, more or less, is his weapon belt and the bottom of his tunic, and as he is revealed to be a knight of hell.
And Duriel is going to shout over to Morocon. Morocon, now!
So since I'm like 3 squares away from him, can I sprint at him?
Can you sprint at him?
Yeah.
You absolutely could. Now, we will roll for initiative. However, I will tell you, before we roll for initiative, and before you consider, the people around you are completely confused. And every single one of you realizes that whatever you say could not only inspire people to fight, but to fight on your side. For sure, they will be talking. However, let us roll for initiative, my friends.
Boy.
Only a slightly better roll than last time.
Oh, I got a 7. How much better did you get?
Well, my initiative was 15 last time. It's a 16 now.
Okay.
Mine was better than last time.
Yep.
What'd you get, Aelin?
Natural 20, which comes to a 22.
Excellent. Aelin.
I got a 22 too.
Okay.
Yes,
and Thora.
Spec Ops represent.
Yeah.
Very nice. All right. Very good. All right. Morocon, you got a 16, and Duriel got a 14?
14, yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lachlan got a 19.
All righty.
Lachlan is 19. Get it right.
There we go.
Heyo.
Evil got a 27.
Of course.
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
Well,
13 for me.
Odelia, what'd you get?
13.
13, Odelia. Okay. And Sister Faudever, who unfortunately, Aelin, is even behind you and Gizik, having had a number of failures, including a natural 1. She gets herself a lovely... Where the freak is she? Here she is. She gets a 6.
Oh, no.
Oh, deal.
Where is she on the map?
It's all hands on deck right now.
Okay,
Come on.
Sister
where is she?
Faudever is behind Aelin and Gizik in square 27G. Okay. Alrighty. So, who am I missing? Who rolled the 19? Who did I get that? Lachlan. There we go. Okay, sorry. And Lavender is strangely missing at the moment. All right. So, the Knight of Hell revealed in the Trilord's body is the one to win initiative, and he flies his full movement, and he lands in square 22K.
Jeez.
Holy cow.
And he lands out and he shouts out to all of these people. Shouts out to them. Do not listen to these deceivers. He says, devils may make for strange bedfellows, but the enemy of my enemy is my friend. This is the will of the High One, the will of the gods themselves. And unfortunately, he rolls a natural 20 on his diplomacy check.
Oh man.
How about a Magra's Evil Eye? Can you do that more than once per day?
Potentially. That's what I'm looking at.
Yep. Is it a daily? Is
Is it an encounter or a daily?
It's a daily.
Crap.
But I don't. You can use this power a number of times per day equal to your charisma modifier.
Oh, so you could use it again.
Well,
Are you
there's
going to
a
use it?
loophole.
Yeah, we'll use it again.
Oh yeah.
So,
Okay.
Aelin pipes up and says, I think not. And flicks the magic at him.
All right. So he starts talking, and Aelin goes, I think not, and waves her hand, and he goes, devils may make for strange bedfellows, but the enemy of my enemy is probably going to kill all of you too. And people are like horrified, like mothers clutch their babies, and then everyone's looking around each other, and suddenly one of the shield brothers of Brestera looks over at the cleric of Navariel, the Archangel of Pride next to him, and clocks him with his shield and uppercuts him in the jaw.
Captain
And
America.
the
Captain
clerics of
Bestera's here.
Bestera, the clerics of Bestera turn on the clerics of Navariel, and it's bedlam all over the place as the seared devils swarm down into. It's chaos absolutely everywhere. In one movement, the seared devils are going to be into the army here. So that is Evil's turn. Aelin, it is your turn, and then Thora.
Okay.
There are about 20 seared devils who are marching in formation towards you. They are within the range of your powers. Also, the Knight of Hell is also within range of your powers.
I'm wondering if I should just use a channel divinity.
Well, you are in
Do
you are in Avernus.
Do it.
I mean, it would show the people that the gods are with us, I guess.
Very true.
This is true.
When you say channel divinity, are you talking a reckless wild magic?
Yeah, that's her channel divinity.
Because that wouldn't necessarily guarantee to show the gods are with us.
But if she believes that wild magic is from the gods, then that's her religion. So
I'm just saying, like a big fireball at the Night of Hell might burn a baby.
Yes, well, we all have to break a few eggs to make some omelets.
Okay,
Well.
now Aelin, first things first, I would like you to make a knowledge religion check to see what you know about the Knight of Hell's resistances.
Okay. Knowledge religion. Nah. A natural 20, which makes that a 30.
Okay, so here's what you know. Most devils have some resistance to fire, but they have a very high resistance to electricity. So you can expect that he'll probably have resist 5 fire, but he's going to be immune to electricity. You also know that he is going to have a breath attack. He's going to have a Pit Fiend's breath attack that you'll be aware of. So he is going to use fire.
Any vulnerabilities?
Not really. He's a healthy boy.
Okay. She'll take that moment very quickly to say to Gizik and to Sister Father Ver, do not use fire or electricity on him. He will it will more likely embolden him.
Okay. Very good. You have a that's your minor. You also have a move and a standard.
Yeah. Okay, she's going to step forward and raise her hands, and speaking quite loudly, is now going to channel divinity. All truth is magic, and all magic is truth. Mother of misfortune, Vorna, give me your strength and cast your fortune upon me this day.
And there goes the chaos roll.
Well,
here we go.
I'd like to point out before, I'm very sorry for anything that might happen. Disclaimer.
Turn him into a potted plant.
Oh,
here we go.
The Tri-Lord is now the Tri-Lady.
It could happen. All right, big money. Big money. Here we go.
No whammies, no whammies.
No whammies, no whammies.
I don't even know what to hope for.
I don't know what to hope for.
I don't either.
Amina, guide her rolls.
Caster turns to stone.
I'm just putting this on.
All right.
Do it. I believe in you.
Yes. Okay.
Silence among all the players.
I have no idea what's going to happen.
I'm
This is why
legit
I love this
terrified right now.
Both Jeff and I are praying.
Okay, I've got a 77.
Okay, which
so
is?
it says I can teleport up to 10 squares to an unoccupied square of my choice that I can see.
Okay. Well, that's
not
not bad.
That's not so bad.
It's not very
okay.
impressive either, but
So, well, I don't know.
How far away is the Tri-Lord?
The Tri-Lord is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He is 6 squares away from you in 22K.
All right. And that would be up on the dais. Still.
In 22K, no, he's flown. He is 6 squares away from you. 22K, he is right there by you.
Okay. I am going to teleport behind him.
Okay.
Matt,
Yeah.
is that a roll? Her wild magic roll, a roll that I could use Adept's Insight on to alter?
I don't think so.
Okay.
All right, so you're going to go behind him in 22K or 21K?
Yes. Teleports behind you.
Okay.
Nothing personal. And do I then still have a free action?
You could use a free action. You have a move left.
Oh, I do have a move.
Yep. You can also use your action point if you choose to.
Yes, I think I will.
No reason to save it at this point.
Exactly. Then from behind him, she grasps her hand out towards his shoulder. Mother of misfortune, lay waste and lay curse upon this unfortunate soul. And is going to bestow a curse of misfortune upon him.
Ooh, that could come in handy. All right, what is that versus? Will?
Versus Will.
All right, his will is 22. Big money. No whammies.
Well, that would be good. Because that is
Okay.
a 23.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yes, perfect.
Okay, how does that manifest, Aelin, as you curse him with a -2 to attack and damage?
The words seem to almost manifest visually and flow from her mouth like some kind of wispy darkness as it seems to almost shackle his body.
Okay. All right,
And
so
then, yeah.
So he's shackled. He's caught up in this curse, and you call out to Vana, and several of the people take note of your prayer and the fact that you have cursed him. You still have a move action if you want to do anything, like turn invisible or I don't know. Is that your daily? The invisibility, is it a daily or an encounter?
That's a good question. No, it's not a daily. Thank you.
Just saying.
I'm going to call out. Can I call out to the people first before I?
Yeah. You can use your move action to make a social check. What do you want to say?
People of Horta, now is the time. You stand with a choice to make. You fight with the enemy, with devils, or will you fight with us and for the gods and for yourselves and your own freedom?
Okay, make a diplomacy check, please.
Also, I'm hoping that no one's like, hey, tieflings are like also devils.
Point of order.
Point of order. Yeah.
That's charisma. It could be worse. That is a 15.
Okay. All right. So you can tell that some of the people who have heard you are they're looking at you like they're not quite sure like what they should do, but they're thinking about joining the fray. Some people have already run, women with children, but even some of the knights that were in the crowd, they have their hands on their swords like they're not sure whom to attack or what to do. Thora, it is your turn.
Also, I'm going to turn invisible, please.
Okay. All right. And she vanishes. Be brave, everyone. See ya. Like,
poof.
Yeah.
Thora is going to move, excuse me, to, let me just make sure I have the number right, I-22.
Okay.
With his minor action, he's going to return to his half-elven form.
Okay.
And then he is going to kneel on the ground and gently place his hands on the earth in front of him. And he says, Fin Hafara, sunder the earth and leave these enemies as food for the new growth. And he is going to cast his channel divinity.
Very nice.
A 10-foot pit shoots out straight from him. So from I-22 to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. S-22. A 2-square pit appears.
Okay.
And that was his movement, his standard action, and his minor action. But I'm going to spend an action point to make a social check and say, Shield brothers, shield sisters, man the ramparts, get behind the pit, attack anything that comes forward, defend the citizenry. And I will make a diplomacy check.
Go for it.
25.
Okay. So several of the people who in the crowd who are undecided, some of the knights draw their swords and begin advancing towards the devils that are moving towards the temple. And they're go ahead.
I will say he was trying to get them to like stay on the other side of the pit to try and like, if they have any ranged attacks, to like use that pit as like a rampart.
Okay. All right. So most of them don't carry ranged weapons, considering them to be dishonorable, given that they're knights. But a lot of them come up to the thing and they ready actions and kind of like raise their swords. Other people begin moving to engage the seared devils that are charging up. And that, but it's not their turn yet. Okay. And that is Thor's turn. Lachlan, it's your turn.
Okay. I want to shout out as loud as I can get that creature is not the Tri-Lord. He's a knight of hell. Stand with us, stand with the gods. Remember your faith, not in some foolish high one, but in Bestera. And then I want to spend the rest of my turn beginning to sing like the hymn of the seven marchers, and as loud as I can belt that sucker out.
Okay. All right. Make a diplomacy check, please. Or actually, make a performance check.
Woohoo! That's a 28.
Okay. That kind of sends a number of people over the edge. And some of the people who were running, they're like picking up rocks and cobblestones and picking up stones, and they go charging towards the seared devil army that is moving towards the temple, and within one movement now of everyone.
And then with a minor action, I just want to use a like weave into that song a bardic inspiration, and send that inspiration over to Odelia.
Okay, and guess whose turn it is next? It is
Well
Moroccon's.
Oh, that's all right then.
It's mine? I thought it was
Yes.
Adelia's. Okay. So Anduriel and I are nowhere near this devil, right?
No, you are all the way back on the other end of the chapel.
Okay.
And there is fighting going on all around you. There are clerics of Bestera are fighting and casting at the cultists of Asmodeus and Navariel. It is bedlam all around you.
Is the Tri-Lord like collapsed at the top of the stairs where the...
He's in a pit right now because of Thora's channel divinity power. He opened up a rift in the, like he severed the stone floor, and
Okay.
the Tri-Lord or the Knight of Hell fell into the pit.
Okay. No, I was thinking that the Knight of Hell was possessed. Like
He's possessed.
No, I mean, he possessed the Tri-Lord and the holy water separated them. So
No, it did not.
Okay.
It revealed him, did not separate him.
Okay, well, I've got basically nothing around me, so I will, let's see how far I can get. 1, 2, 6. I can double move, right?
Yeah, you can take the run action and add 4 squares to that double move.
Okay, well, that still doesn't get me very close, but as I'm sprinting toward this, towards the Tri-Lord, I'm going to be hollering at the people. People of Horta, you have been deceived by the High One. He is not your friend. He is not your ally. Devils are devils. Demons are demons.
Please ignore ours.
Fight.
Yeah.
Fight them. As I'm glowing and burning with holy radiance, I'll
Make
end
a
up
diplomacy
in
check.
I'll end up in G15 because that's as far as I can get.
No, it isn't. You can get all the way to 21J right next to the knight.
Can I get all the way that far?
Yes, if you take the run action twice, you can move 16 squares. That'll get you right next to Aelin.
Okay. Well,
What do you think?
You'll be out of actions. But
right. I don't have anything I can do, but yeah. Okay. Well, I will do that, and my diplomacy check is pretty good. That's going to be a 23.
Okay. Alrighty. At that point, people from the outside of the crowd, they go charging towards the Knight of Hell, and they go charging towards Navariel's cultists of the High One. So the Besteran priests who are fighting the cultists of Navariel and Asmodeus they're yanking their hair, they're pulling down they're beating them over the head with rocks that have fallen from the temple. And Navariel's priests look like they are in danger of becoming overwhelmed at this point. And that...
So the Tri-Lord's in a pit, but he's right next to me.
He is in a pit. Right
Okay.
next to it. Thor, how deep is the pit? Is it 2 squares?
It's 2 squares.
Yeah, so
Okay.
he's too far away from you to punch at the
I
moment.
can't do anything. Okay.
Okay,
All right.
that was Morocon. Anduriel.
Unless you fall in.
And Duriel is going to try. He needs to get closer as well. So I can move down to 12H.
Okay.
And that gives me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That gives me in range. While I'm running, I am also shouting at the citizenry. However, I'm not trained in diplomacy. Diplomacy is not really his thing, so he's going to try and intimidate the people into try to scare them into working with us.
Well, there's any number of things you could say to scare them into obedience.
Yeah, well, let's see here. So, Anduriel, as he's running, he'll say, "See, you people, see the divine fellowship, the hallowed council, see us. the combination of people, the combination of creatures that we have gathered together to fight evil. Join us and be safe, or join him and be subject to the devils and their slings and arrows and their whims. Choose.
Does he get like a -2 to intimidate because he's not a vampire anymore?
No.
Now he really sparkles.
Okay.
I am in shadow. Thank you very much.
Okay.
25.
Okay, very nice. All right, so you say that, and that kind of just tips everybody over the edge. You hear people screaming out the names of the gods, and not just Bestera. They shout out to Hemina. They shout out to Morthios. They shout out to Finhafara. Somebody even shouts out to Vana, and everybody around them is like, "What? Like, are you sure?" Like,
Who's that?
But
Aileen's invisible, but she's just like, you get it.
and
You get me.
and
Did we get a Naylock anywhere? Naylock?
there we go. No, there's no Naylock,
Can I
unfortunately.
hear an amen?
Yeah, there you go. That is Andoria. Odelia, it's your turn, sister.
Right. Can I, if I run, can I get to where the Trilord is and still have an action? Or
Yes, you could jump down into the pit if you run.
and well, I don't really want to jump down into the pit, but I would like to get where I can do something that has a burst 1. Can I do that?
Yep, you can do that.
So I'm looking around. Are there any children left?
Are there any children left around you?
Yeah, that I can see at all.
Yeah, there are children that you can see. Most of them have run away from the temple, but you can see some children in the distance.
Okay, as I run, can I yell out as I'm running?
Yeah,
Or
of course.
Is that too many actions all at once?
No, it's a minor action to make a social check.
I was going to use my minor action for something else.
Well, you still have an action point you haven't used.
Okay, I'm going to just go big then. All right, as I am running towards the pit, I am going to shout out to the people around me, "Save your wee ones! Don't let your wee ones suffer this terrible fate!"
Okay.
Odelia's my
is
favorite.
Odelia is the most wholesome character.
So
Yes.
bad at rolling though,
Save
you
the wee
guys.
ones.
I feel
No.
That's
like
okay.
all the
What does
time.
wholesome mean?
All that means is we're going to use that 10,000 to buy you something that'll give you more rerolls. That's all that means. 20,000, excuse me.
That's a 13.
Okay.
Which includes a +9 to my diplomacy, so I'm rolling really poorly.
Okay, so Odelia, you're screaming out, "Save your wee ones! Save your wee ones!" And a Besteran priest clocks one of the cultists of Asmodeus, and he goes, "Yeah, no, lady." Continues
Alright.
fighting.
So I keep going. I run right up to the pit, and I cast consecrated ground. So as I run up to the pit, I take my harpoon, which begins to glow. It begins to crackle as though with a radiant light, and I slam it into the ground right on the edge of the pit, so that all of the area of the pit just begins to crackle with this web of radiant light that goes down into the pit as though its roots going down into the ground. And now everywhere, so I'm going to L21.
Okay.
Everywhere within a burst 1 of me is now consecrated ground.
Okay.
That creates a zone. If the enemy starts his turn there, then he takes damage. But if any of my allies are there, then only if they're bloodied, I guess. They take hit points. They get to regain 2 hit points if they start their turn in my radiant zone.
Okay, very nice.
This is a burst 1 or burst 2?
Burst 1.
Burst 1.
Okay.
So Aelin.
Yeah. Well, Aelin and the knight, unfortunately. He's
And
2 squares.
Moroccan.
He's 2 squares down in the
I'm
pit.
2 squares.
Um,
I'm not in the pit. I just.
But
well,
he's
I
at the
guess I
edge.
wrote you in the wrong square. Anyway.
but he's going to have to pass through that in order to do that. Okay, very nice, Odelia. All right, it is
my minor action using my action point. I'm going to cast Bless.
Okay.
Which gets myself and each ally in a burst 20. So I'm hoping that now all these people who have taken up arms are also my allies.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so you've blessed everybody fighting on the steps
every
now.
Every good person in this square who can protect their children.
Yes. Does it manifest the same way with a gentle rainfall?
Yes, it's a lovely, it's just a gentle rain, and all these like hellfire type things, they just start to like sizzle and.
Okay, so Odelia's rain goes over, and she is exploding with positive energy and blessings. And as Odelia does this, people are encouraged in the fight, and they're like, "Yeah!" and they swing with their weapons, and somebody screams out, "I'm with the halfling!" and then picks up a rock and goes running towards the pit to throw it at the Trilord. And there is a noticeable shift in the mood of everybody fighting at the temple as they feel like they're just a little bit tougher. And that will be the ugliness there.
What's Bless's bonus?
It's +1 to all attacks, right? And saves?
Yes.
Okay.
Until the end of the encounter, you have a +1 to all your attacks.
And that's everyone within 20 squares of her. So there is the ruckus. Okay,
this is like the rain right before the Battle of Helm's Deep.
There you go. Except it's pleasant. Yeah.
Right.
It's nice. We're encouraged by it.
It's just a gentle shower.
Okay.
Isaac hates it. A gentle shower.
Sister Faudever it's her turn now. She draws her great sword, and she readies an action to charge into the army of devils as soon as they take a movement onto the temple grounds. So yeah, she takes her great sword and she looks around at everybody and says, "This is awesome! We're gonna take down hell!" and then lifts her great sword up and shouts out, "Bestera, protect your children as we lay waste to Avernus." And she's a little excited. And this is like her version of Disneyland. She gets to come here and punish sinners. So we're going to have her make a diplomacy check. And that's not too bad. It's also not too good.
Doesn't she have like a minus to diplomacy?
Well, it depends on what she's arguing. She gets an 18, which isn't bad.
Okay.
But there are other people who come up to the line and shout out, "To the Hope Maiden!" And people come up to the line and they're with her ready to meet that line. And that is where we are going to have to end for the evening, unfortunately.
She's not going to Leroy Jenkins this thing, is she?
Well,
I like it.
Well, can't wait for this raid to wipe.
Okay, yeah. It could get all kinds of crazy. Well, anyway, we are out of our time. So thank you for everyone who enjoyed us. We will be back again, I believe, next Monday. If you are wanting to come back and join us again, follow me on Twitter. I am at Sage of Sorcery 1. And you can get notifications on when our next episode. But we're most likely going to be playing again on Monday, as we have not been able to wrap up, unfortunately. But I'm having a great time, so I hope the rest of you have enjoyed this. For those of you who may be new to our stream and watching us, we are Holy Rollerz D&D. We are all of us people of faith, or people who believe in things, and we like to finish up with a moment called Consider This. And so to get you to think about something, it's usually a positive message of some kind. Last time we talked about Australia, which is still very much in need of resources, and
still very much on fire.
Yeah, as Moth said last time, prayers are great, but we are the Lord's hands, so action is important too. But anyway, so we will be doing our Consider This tonight. That's Consider This with JT.
Cool, thanks. I'm a week early, but I went to a college in Utah that's a it's a liberal arts college, and so we studied the words of Dr. Martin Luther King quite a bit. And he's an inspiration to so many people. And I know Martin Luther King Day is next week, but his speech, his opus, if you will, about "I Have a Dream," he mentions when a dream that his 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they're judged not by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. And just, I feel like we as a society can sometimes get really hung up on labels. We label ourselves, we label other people, we shout about having people make sure they label us or whatever. I really love this, and it's inspired me because it takes kind of the labels out. We don't want to minimize who people are or what they stand for by any stretch, but I think that if we can shift the way we view people to the content of their character, honesty, integrity, wisdom, the promotion of human dignity, I think we can start to see a little bit better a world to exist in, and a little bit better way to treat each other, regardless of what causes those labels to take place. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. We're all human beings. We're all on this ball. It's spinning around, and we've all got to get along and help each other make it through. And I don't know that we can do that effectively if we're constantly succumbing to labels. And so that's just consider maybe switching a mindset to less label and more about those values that we see in people as human beings. So,
anybody have any thoughts to add to that?
And just because, for instance, judge someone by the content of their character, and just because someone is mean to you once or mean to you twice or is just not an affable person doesn't make them a bad human being. Don't judge someone based solely on their actions, even just around you, because you don't know what this person has been through in their life, in their day, in their week. Who knows? So just remember, I go back to what my father always says, which is, hey, if someone's mean to you, don't lash out, kill them with kindness. Because at the end of the day, if you're being kind to them and they're being mean to you, you at least get to leave going, well, maybe I made their day better.
I would
kill them with kindness.
Yeah.
From the point of view of everyone is fallible, you included.
Mm-hmm.
Don't judge people from a point of view of perfection when you yourself are not perfect. We're all fallible human beings, and we all make mistakes, and we can all redeem ourselves for those mistakes just by being better people.
Agreed. And I love the way, that's absolutely true. And I feel like we all kind of understand that a person's value isn't based on any labels that are assigned by other people or self-assigned. It's based on those human values that we all kind of share and that make the world a better place. And so whether people have good days or bad days, or some people are just jerks, but they can still be wise. They can still want to promote human dignity. And that's where we find the real value in a human being, I think.
Yeah.
Anybody else have any thoughts? Okay. Well, I think that brings us to the end of our stream. Very guys, thank you guys. All right, thank you very much for joining us. Sign up for the subreddit. Be looking soon on our subreddit for the giveaway, and hopefully we will see you again next Monday. But until then, have a lovely evening. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Good night.
Thanks, guys.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.